Mysticism thrives on aesthetics. It is no different with a film that autobiographically explores a truly mystical personality, the young composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I have previously created a video about this young genius, but it was mostly of comedic nature. In this episode of Baccalaureus's Friday Thoughts, I will introduce an interpretive layer regarding the visual arts of this film. Right from the beginning, it becomes clear that the film will heavily rely on the colors black, orange and red. Many of the scenes take place at night or, logically, in concert halls that cast many shadows and bring sparse lighting methods with them. For historical context, it is important to note that high brightness in residences at night was virtually impossible. Therefore, strategically positioned candles were of great use to scholars, composers, or simply people who needed to carry out activities at night. Now, the fact that candles are strongly associated with Christianity is quite obvious. They are still abundant in churches today. From an artistic perspective, the typical white wax candles evoke a sense of purism and cleanness. All these qualities contribute to the overall concept of strong mysticism. But another connection can be drawn, this time based on an academic concept, Geisteswissenschaften. You would call them humanities in English. This invention of the German societal landscape, although highly subjective and emotional at its core, is still categorized as a kind of science, in Germany at least. It includes fields such as music, art or philosophy. Old patriotic scholars or theologians sat in their dimly lit study rooms and wrote pretentious treatises on literature that should naturally be regarded as highly objective and scholarly by the outside world. It is precisely this aesthetic, this quality that Amadeus cleverly utilizes. Isolated, Mozart sits at his work table by the dim candlelight, elegantly dressed and pursuing his passion. I would like to caution the viewer at this moment because the following section contains an extremely subjective component that varies greatly from person to person. Synesthetically speaking, the humanities are often associated with the color red. Now, it is precisely these reddish lighting effects that can evoke this correlation. Do I see a cozy redness in the old white stone walls of the 18th century? If that is the case, I must think of arts, music and culture, but also things like the typically red theater curtain. In other words, the humanities. Overall, the cinematic essence, especially the color scheme, is the product of a centuries-old tradition of a white Christian view of theologically mystical combinations of scholaristic individualism and architectural aesthetic mysticism. And since I have also engaged in the humanities with this video, this cultural cycle of mystical aesthetics begins anew.